Hey, DNA Strand crew, TJ here with the Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast. Today we're going to be bringing you a running back rookie review. We're going to go over the tape of these guys. We're going to see, this is the very first time we watched them on film. It's going to be really interesting to see what everyone thinks of them. Hope you join us.
Welcome to the Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast, where we talk Dynasty Fantasy Football, fantasy rankings, and everything NFL. Join us and dominate your Dynasty League. It's in your DNA. And here's your host, TJ Blake.
Welcome back, DNA Strand crew. Yes, I'm the host of the Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast, TJ Blake. You can find me on Twitter at TJ Blake DNA. It is always, we're joined by our co-host and show architect, the A-Train, Andy Blake. You can find him on Twitter at A-Train DNA. What's going on, Ann?
What's going on, man?
Not much. And always next in the line is Ty Blake, co-host and producer. You can find him on Twitter at Dynasty DNA. Ty, what's going on, Ty?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. And last but not least, it's the best scout at the table. It's a man that wears many hats. It's Muscles Ryan Mail. You can find him on Twitter at Dynasty DNA Mus. What's going on, man?
Oh, hello. What's happening?
Not much. Ty said you're the best because you got all the picks.
Oh, I don't know.
I never said he was the best. Never.
That's okay, Ty.
Not first or last, Moss. I'm always first.
Well, just as we said earlier, we're going to be going in today. We're going to do a rookie running back film session. It was the very first time we watched these guys on tape. We're going to do it. It's going to be a two-parter. This is the first part. Part one, we're going to go over some of these guys. There's so many running backs. We just want to take the time, look over them, and do it the best we can to the best of our ability. But before we start jumping into any of it, we're going to the breaking news with Muss.
All right, we got the big news this morning. Tom Brady's officially retiring.
Wow.
He got to announce it himself.
Is he?
I was waiting for that.
I don't know. If he's available on your waiver wire, I'd pick him up.
Yeah.
I did last year. I dropped Reagor for him and traded him for Kittle. So
It worked out really good.
yeah, it worked out. I got a free Kittle.
And hey, it's just like this. If you even have the greatest quarterback all time on your bench, it don't really matter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Get some good juju.
That's right.
Yep.
I officially bought a Denver Broncos sun visor because Sean, or whatever that hat's called.
The visor.
Yeah.
The visor.
Yeah.
'Cause Sean Payton's coming. You know?
Hey,
Yep.
and that's something we mentioned earlier. We kind of figured. I know I was in on that. I
Yeah.
honestly thought, because they got to make this work. And this is it. And really with Sean Payton, I mean, this is a good chance that he is going to make it work because he's not going to put up with a lot of that BS.
Yeah. And then Hackett joins the Jets as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, there's smoke, there's fire.
It's all starting to come together, I think.
It's like dominoes.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryan's hired as Texans head coach. I saw that they're paying 3 head coaches now.
Yeah. And he's on wow. And he's on a 6-year deal too, so he better be the guy or
Three-headed monster out there.
the Texans 3-headed monster at coaching staff.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, man, they can maybe turn it around. They just keep screwing up. Like, not that D'Amico's a bad hire, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. But
I'll give
like
them.
they're general managing, you know.
I'll give D'Amico credit too. Like, that would have been hard, and he had some better offers out there, but he wanted to, come back home.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, I mean, they. I read that they're still paying 3 head coaches, so. But I mean, that GM, like you said, I mean, they gave Hopkins away for nothing.
Yeah,
that was Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien.
That was nice.
Next thing, Brock Purdy has a UCL tear.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate, man. Hopefully, he'll be ready for training camp.
Yep, you could read on his lips that he said, "I can't throw the ball."
Yeah. And then Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
Yeah, that was a good pickup by the Chargers. I'll give them credit. That was a nice addition.
Yeah, McCarthy's doing the play calling now in Dallas. So
all of it's on his plate.
Yeah.
It's not like he needed.
By looking at that, tell me there's quite a bit on there.
That's what I was going to say. Like he needs a bigger plate.
Jerry Jones wants Zeke back for 2023, and Zeke said he'll take the pay cut. So
Of course he'd want Zeke back. That's his boy.
Probably paying him under the table. Let's get real.
Probably doing something under the table.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are we doing on this table? Giants GM wants to re-sign Daniel Jones, so
that's
a good move.
It's good for Daniel Jones.
Somebody just screwed me on a card on eBay.
Yeah,
You're going on the scammer list, buddy.
See, I knew we were in a bad mood when we started this. Andy was in a bad mood when we started this show.
Yeah,
I knew there was more to it.
He got scammed on a Daniel Jones card.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
All right. So now we got the games. We got the Eagles taking down the 49ers 31-7.
Yeah, that one. I mean, but hey, I got what I deserved. T-Pain's happy. That's all that matters.
Yeah, 49ers just gave up,
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, and that's
No big deal.
That's what really upset me.
Me too.
I mean, I kind of like you. Kind of like the Giants as your second team. I kind of like the 49ers.
Yeah,
and whenever they laid down, like it. I mean, like I know, but like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Oh, he just completely went. Feel bad for me. I lost my quarterback.
yeah.
Fight, man.
Yeah.
They ran McCaffrey into the ground.
Yeah.
I just would have let Christian McCaffrey be a Wildcat quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Or Debo.
That's what I said. Put Christian McCaffrey and Debo in the backfield, and you never know what they're going to do.
Right.
And every once in a while, throw it.
And it keeps the defense off balance.
Yeah, it does. They'd be like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, and you might have been able to get somewhere. If you could have salvaged enough out of that.
Their chances to win that game were slim to none, but at least go down fighting.
Right.
And then Josh Johnson. I mean, no disrespect, but they showed that thing on the screen. He was on like 12 different teams. I mean, he's just like the ultimate journeyman camp quarterback.
Yeah.
And then he fumbles the snap. I thought, as soon as that, I knew it was over. As soon as that happened, I knew it was over.
Yeah, that was bad. And then the Chiefs taking down the Bengals 23-20.
Yeah.
Yep. And we all went with Cincy. And honestly, I mean, I got to give Kansas City credit. They fought hard. Got to give the referees some credit, except for the one out of bounds. I will say,
that was out of bounds.
That was deserved. That was just a stupid Cincinnati move.
Yeah, he did flop somewhat.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Threw the ball.
Yeah,
up.
Well,
definitely.
they showed their feet kind of got tangled. They think it was more the feet than it was the push.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you got to be smarter. They
Right.
if you hiccuped out there, they were throwing a flag on Cincinnati.
Oh, I know.
But
So
this
So
is
bad.
one thing I'll say, though. Mahomes always does that stupid shit where, like, he's going down the sideline, looks like he's going to go out, and then he tries to get a couple more yards.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
That's
I
true.
mean, at the same time, the refs got to kind of call that, which he's a face of the franchise. They're going to call it 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so I got a little bit of a question with refs, and this got brought up on Sirius XM, and I really liked it. What would we think about former players, maybe not even NFL players, but college players that have really actually been in the game starting to referee?
Yeah.
I'd like it.
But
Yeah,
I think that would be a great idea as long as there's no alliances to certain teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
You'd have to do a real thorough background check. Like,
Yeah, even if you took college guys that didn't make it to the
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like I don't know, like a Jalen Reagor. He just might not make it in the NFL, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, obviously understands the game at a high level. He's a first round pick.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I like it because that way, and two, players. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like this, like a penalty's a penalty, and I get that, but like as all the stuff that they called on Cincinnati,
Yeah.
you think that they would have said, okay, this is a tight game, both teams are going for it. Let's not decide this game. Let's just let it play out.
Right.
I mean, I would have just kind of ate the flag at that point, but
I only saw it in one spot. I didn't know if anybody else saw it because I only saw it once and I never see it again. Somebody said that the one ref's family had a real large bet on the game.
oh, is that right?
Really?
And they're investigating. I didn't see anything.
And they should, and they ought to throw him in prison. I mean, honestly, that is fraud. I mean, that's.
But
Yep.
I didn't see it anywhere else, so I don't know if that's true or
Yeah.
not. But I didn't know if anybody else saw that.
But I knew this was gonna happen because sports gambling became legal in so
Yep.
many states.
Yep.
So it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
It just makes you wonder, man. There's so much money into it, and it just in the back of your mind, it makes you wonder. But I mean, it's just. I'll tell you, like I said, Cincinnati, though, you got to be smarter. They're calling you on everything.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't give them any reason.
And I was mad at that guy. I was like, why would you do that? But at the same time, he played his ass off.
Oh, he did.
You can't let one play determine your
Right.
And
know,
I think the big part is he was just making sure he wasn't going to get any more yards.
Yeah, because
they
he
were
does
getting
that.
closer and closer and closer to field goal position.
Yep.
So
Yep.
But you always know when they screw up because he's over there holding his knee. I'm like,
yeah,
your
like
knee's
he's hurt.
fine.
Yeah.
You know you messed up.
That's just like when the running back fumbles and they grab their arm, or it's like, okay, they come back in 2 plays later.
Yep. Yep. But and then I guess what? Any predictions for the Pro Bowl?
Oh, jeez.
I bet you Tyler Huntley's going to be there.
Yeah, what a joke.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's unreal.
I mean, some of the quarterbacks that he went in over. I mean,
Yeah.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Pickett didn't play the greatest, but Pickett. Even I brought up, what about Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, give him
Jacoby
opportunity.
Brissett deserves. Yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point, Ty. I
that's
like
a
it.
really good point. But yeah, it's a joke anymore. You know what I mean?
It really is.
Who's got who in the flag football game?
Yeah.
I mean, that's embarrassing.
When's
I
the
mean,
last time anybody's tuned into the Pro Bowl? Have you guys even watched it?
Nope.
Heck, no.
I'll tell you, man. Back in the early 2000s, them guys played hard.
Well,
I mean,
it was
a game.
it was cool
Yeah.
too that they did like the bench or the bench press reps, like seeing
Yeah.
like the toughest player, like that's cool. But like
Right.
dodgeball and like that's
Well,
fine.
Even if you want to do that, fine. But you play a real game.
Yeah,
I'm
flag
sorry.
Yeah.
football,
What I really liked, and have him play for something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
like money. Or,
Yeah, because there was a certain guy that said, he's like, well, I always had to bring my family over here, so we wanted to win, so that was free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me to fly my family out here and watch us.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same
Because it
time,
used to be in Hawaii. Now it's in Vegas.
it is in Vegas.
changed
now.
it? Oh.
Yeah. Because Kamara beat the hell out of.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you could have.
in Vegas. That's how I remember.
And I ain't gonna get into this too much, but like you could do like 500,000 to like the best defensive player,
Yeah.
500,000 to
Yeah.
the best off.
Yeah.
Just give him a reason, something to play for.
Is
you
Kamara
know?
in it this year?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
sure
wouldn't
either.
think.
He might be.
You guys want to go to some nightclubs and see if we run it? Get beat up?
Make TMZ.
We'll
Yeah.
just start trash talking them.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
That dude looks like he can punch.
Yeah. But didn't he rupture that dude's retina or something?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, apparently, like, he effed that guy's eyeball up.
Wow.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, maybe I'm good. But that's all I got.
What about Super Bowl predictions?
Oh, we could do that next week.
Oh, yeah, we
yeah,
could
yeah.
do that next
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
We could do that next
Or
week.
we can see if they change.
Yeah, let's just do that.
one?
I already
Okay.
know who
All
I
right.
won is not going to change. Go ahead, Mus.
All right, Super Bowl prediction. We got the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Don't even think about this. Come on.
I'm going to go Eagles.
Are you?
Yep, I'm going to go fly Eagles fly.
Really?
Yep.
I'm going to go Eagles outright. I don't think the Chiefs are going to come anywhere near. I don't even think it's going to be a close game. I mean, I know I've been wrong, but
That thing is, you're going to have the Chiefs and the refs versus the
I
Eagles.
understand that. But man,
handicap match.
they're not going to be able to get no pressure on Hurts.
I know.
Chris Jones changes the game for them, and they're going to be able to ease if they double Chris Jones. I mean, how are they going to get to the quarterback?
Yeah.
Their defense isn't very good. It's just all around. Philly's just too good. Philly.
I'm going Kansas City. Just because
No
I know
way.
I'm doing this for T-Pain. Every time I pick against the Eagles, they win. So that's for you. Then maybe they'll win again.
I'm going Kansas City too.
Really?
Yeah, I am.
I like Mahomes. I can't bet against Mahomes. I mean,
know.
I did last week with the injury. He's got time to rest up now. I mean, it's Philadelphia's got a heck of a ball club, and they could win it. Like I said, I've said that every game they're in.
Philly's a great team.
They
Probably
are.
on paper they should win, but
Yeah.
it seems like Kansas City always pulls it out.
I know.
They find a
Do you
way.
think it's going to be a close game, Mus?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If
Probably
it's a
within
close
10
game,
points.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's where Kansas City's like money in close games.
It could be like a 31-28 type of game.
Yeah.
And like I'm glad we did that because maybe the predictions change.
Yeah, they might change.
It very well could.
I mean, I don't know. They could have a shot if I mean, Hurts didn't really play that great last week. He only, I mean, they are acting like he's like smoking the cigar in the back. It's like he
Yeah.
threw for like 100.
He was singing "Fly Eagles Fly,"
Yeah.
which
I-
Jalen, keep your day job, buddy.
I still think Philly, but who knows?
Yeah, Philly's got a heck of a ball club.
Yeah,
man.
they do.
No doubt about it.
Did you guys see the people falling through that bus stop?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
There was like a bus
Didn't see
stop in
that.
Philadelphia that a bunch of people were standing up top. You know,
I seen
cheering,
that, yeah.
celebrating.
They fell right through the bus. Right through it, man. It wasn't on top of it, right through it.
The wheels on the bus go
Yeah.
round and round.
The city's gonna burn.
Oh yeah.
Did you see him talking shit to Joey Bosa?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I seen that
Yeah.
too. He's lucky Joey Bosa didn't get a hold of him.
Yeah, I know, a little smart ass. Probably T-Pain.
I can see him doing
Oh,
that.
me too. That'd be great.
Joey Bosa, you're broke, bitch. Like, come on.
I know.
Oh man, but yeah, that's all I got then.
All right, Mus. Appreciate you going over that as always. And this is it, guys. We're finally starting to watch film on these running backs. I mean, it's a long time coming. This is like Christmas for me and Andy. We do it every year. We really work hard on this.
Yeah.
It's a fun process. It's really good breaking these guys down. Like I said, this is going to be a 2-part episode. This is part 1. We're going to do half the running backs this episode and half the running backs next episode. But the very first one we're going to start with, without a doubt, it's everyone's slam dunk 101, Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas. What do you guys think of Bijan? I mean, when the film you watched, I mean, any good inputs you have on him?
He's all right.
Yeah, I wasn't.
He's all right.
I wasn't that impressed. I thought he was. I mean, he looked good. I mean, he's a great pass blocker.
Yeah.
I noticed that, and I think he's an ideal size and power for a workhorse.
What I want to say just right off the bat, he has unbelievable hands.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I don't think any other analyst is really, like, saying, like, hey, this dude has, like, really, really good hands.
Yeah.
So that's just going to make him even more versatile. Strong runner, great vision. The one thing that I did see a little bit of, and it's not even really a big concern, he danced behind the line a little bit.
I have that wrote down. He's indecisive at the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage.
sometimes
it reminds you of Le'Veon Bell. Like,
Yeah,
he's-
sometimes, which isn't always a bad thing,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's like, hey, man, you just got to put your foot in and just go.
You can be a little too patient.
Yeah, which, hey, I mean, you're behind a really good offensive line. It could work out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's the main things that I see. And he can break tackles real good. He's an athlete, great size, 6 foot, 220. You know, somebody he kind of reminded me of. I'm going to throw a comp out there. Kind of reminded me of LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Just the way that he has a nose for the end zone. He can catch. He can run. He can just do it all.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. He's like I said, I think he's the epitome of a 3-down back.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
no doubt about it. He can do it all. Like you said, his hands are so underrated.
He's going to be like, so here's the thing. Like, and somebody brought this up on another episode, like with Breece Hall. Like, if he went to Carolina when McCaffrey's there, that means they're getting rid of McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same thing with Bijan Robinson.
Right.
If Bijan Robinson, wherever he goes, he's going to be the man. Like,
Right.
don't worry about, like, Michael Carter. Like, you know what I mean? Ooh.
Yeah.
Summoned by Michael Carter. Like, Michael Carter's all right, but you got a superstar, man.
Right.
You got an elite athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people were down on Breece Hall last year when he went to the Jets. I mean, it was like the sky was falling. It was like the world was coming to an end. It's like, dude, it's Michael Carter.
Right. That's the thing. Like, and that's what'd you say? You seen him mock him going to Dallas? Sorry, Tony Pollard fans. He's going to be replaced.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As good as Tony Pollard is, Bijan Robinson is that dude.
Sorry, Tony
I wouldn't be surprised because Dallas they don't like
That's
to
a
take
Dallas
the boring
move.
pick. They like they like the
Flashy.
flashy pick.
Yeah.
But
The Eagles?
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
mock I wrote down that he went to the Eagles, pick 31.
I seen a team that was a dark horse, and I want to get your feelings on it. New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I would like it.
Because they have them trading Kamara.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Kamara doesn't scare me at all. It's more Dennis Allen that scares me.
Yeah.
right.
Because he had Alvin Kamara and screwed it up.
I heard,
Exactly.
I can't remember where I seen it, but there was some kind of connection with him and one of New Orleans is like more prominent coaches or
New Orleans is stupid because they think they're competing and they're in a rebuild.
that's what I was gonna say. I think it'd just be dumb on New Orleans' part.
Yeah,
because-
you're wasting talent.
right.
and you have so many more needs, but it would be interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
It would be.
I think there's a lot of teams that are really intrigued with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, I mean, we already said about the Detroit Lions. I mean, if that happens, I mean, same thing, DeAndre Swift. I mean, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, he's gone.
it's probably going to, it might be there for a year. They might split time, but going in year 2, it's over.
Yeah, and I love Swift, but can't stay healthy. You know,
right.
he's a great player. He'll go somewhere else and get another shot, but
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of body catching with Bijan?
no, not really at all.
A lot of hands.
I've seen a lot of hands. He made one catch down the sidelines. I think it was against Alabama. Actually, he actually like turned his body and made a beautiful back shoulder. Like
Okay.
The one thing I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed it too, like he can do it all. Like he can do everything, and I'm not knocking him by any means. It just seems like between the tackles, he might be not quite as like when he gets out on the edge.
Yeah, that's when he's real dangerous.
That's when he's
second
real
level.
dangerous
Yeah.
because like when he gets a motor and a head up steam going, like he can break tackles, he can make moves,
Yeah.
and then he's fast. He's gone. So I mean, it just seems like on the edge when they stretch it or pitch it to him. Ooh. Boy, it just is another dimension in his game. It's more scary to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did you see some body catches, Musk? I didn't really.
A couple of the films I watched, he had a couple body
Did he?
catches, and that kind of scared me. But I mean, if you guys,
I think he's one of the best pass
Yeah.
catchers in the class.
Oh,
I
yeah.
absolutely love his pass catching ability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He possesses everything. He's got size, vision, patience, footwork, explosiveness, and
Yep.
they said one of his big knocks, which really isn't fantasy relevance, is blitz pickup. So
yeah, it's pass pro.
yeah, so I mean, really,
Even at that, I thought he was okay.
yeah. They just said that's probably one of his worst, aspects of his game. So that's not really nothing to worry about. So this guy's pretty much like slam dunk can get pretty much Saquon Barkley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them big time prospects. I mean, and I'll tell you, I've seen some mocks with him and Gibbs both going in the first round. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. I mean, I do think Bijan will probably go towards the end of the first. I don't know. It's just the NFL don't like to put a high capital on running backs. I could see a lot of them going in the second, though. There's some guys that we're going to be talking about late second, early third. There's going to be a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean, if him and Gibbs go to the late first, that's actually great.
Yeah, they go to
great
good
for
situations.
fantasy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I'd love to see where they'll be on startup boards.
Yeah.
That'll be really interesting. But Bijan, Slam Dunk 101. We watched everything we've seen we really like. There's really no knocks on him. I mean, the guy is a complete player. I think he'll be a great three-down back. And like Andy said, no matter where he goes, don't worry about it. He's still that guy.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it.
Yep.
We're going to go to the next running back here on the list. It's going to be a guy that Andy really looked at and that I really, really liked personally myself once he told me about him. And I started watching him too, and it's Eric Gray, running back, Oklahoma Sooners, 5'10", 211 pounds. This guy, and I'm going to start this out because I know you'll like this. Mm-hmm. He reminds me, is a carbon copy almost of Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
It just that they look so much alike. I mean, Ramondre coming out of Oklahoma, Eric Gray, they play that same similar style. He's not a bad pass catcher for
No,
his
he's
size.
a really good pass catcher as well.
And Ramondre is also.
Yep.
And he's actually got some pretty good speed, for his size. Like once he gets going, and boy, he is tough to bring down. But I'm an Eric Gray fan. I know, and you were going to chime on this one. This is your guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've ranked, I think 14 players right now, and he's actually number 3 on my board.
Wow.
Yeah, I have him at number 3. He's just, like TJ said, he's a great pass catcher. He kind of reminded me of what we said about Le'Veon Bell. He finds open spots. Like he's a real patient runner, and he's real bursty as well.
Smart football player.
Very smart football player. And I might catch some shit for this, but I'm hoping he has a good Senior Bowl as well, because he should be at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to see how that works for him. Really, really liked his footwork. He scored a 9 out of 10 on my footwork. Like, he just plants, he does moves. I just absolutely can't really knock the guy for much. I mean, really, his burst was what was a little bit less, and it's because he's a bigger dude.
Yeah.
But really at 5'10", 211, he looks bigger than that, doesn't he?
He does. He looks like, when he gets all padded up, he looks like a monster.
Yeah, he looks like he's at least 220.
He does. He
So,
does.
I don't know. I'd like to see what he weighs in at the combine here, but I think if he stays right around that 210, he's perfect right there.
Yeah.
And you know, Oklahoma, man, they've put out the running backs. I mean, you going back to Hoy to Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
I mean, and forward. I mean, they've put out some guys that can play.
And he's somebody at the combine that might not test the greatest, like especially in his 40 time. He don't really have a second gear.
No, that's what I have. No really top-end speed.
Right, yeah. He don't really have a second gear. Neither did Le'Veon. Like, Le'Veon rarely ever made like an 80-yard run.
Right.
It'd be like 40, 30. Like, but that's cool. That's fantasy points.
Oh, yeah.
He has a nose for the end zone, like TJ said. Another thing that I really liked is if he can put it all together and he gets the opportunity, like I just feel like he can be a 3-down back.
Right.
If need to be. Like, we'll see what happens.
He can be that bell cow type.
If it's given to him, I think he can do it. And that's what I really like to see in some of these guys. So, yeah, Eric Gray, I absolutely love the guy.
Yeah.
Comes in at number 3.
Yeah, I mean, he was breaking tackles like
Yeah.
he looks for it.
Yep.
And the thing is, man, like, and we know there's a place for that in the NFL. I mean, and I've said these guys, and I don't knock them personally. I really like them. I like them on my bench of fantasy. You got Donata Foreman. You got, your Latavius Murrays.
Yeah.
You got your Damian Pierces now. Them guys are in the league a long time. So if the worst that Eric Gray does is come into the league and just bowl people over, and
That's his floor.
yeah, if that's his floor and he
Yeah.
gets yards, he's going to have a home in the NFL.
Right.
But like I said, they're so, like, if you watch him, his pass catching is really good for his size. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I really like. Like, you can do anything with him. He's not limited. Damian Pierce, I really like him, but he's a little more limited.
Yeah.
I mean, he might break tackles a little bit better than Eric Gray, but whenever you're getting the stat line of 21 rushes for 130 yards and 0 catches, it's like, well, if there's no touchdown in there, and Eric Gray, he finds the end zone, man. He's got a nose for it. I really like him. I think he could be a steal.
Yeah.
I mean, and I honestly could see an NFL team. We seen it with TDP last year with the 49ers. That was another guy that me and Andy really liked.
Yeah.
We were hoping to maybe get him in like the 5th round of the rookie draft.
Second.
And ended up going in the 3rd round of the NFL draft.
Yeah.
So there's always a home for them type of backs, and that's someone to keep your eyes on, guys. Eric Gray is awesome.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on him. Another thing I want to say real quick, that's like I have a game, like a notable game against Kansas.
They were ranked.
Yeah, 16 for 114, so it's 7-1 average. He had a 25-yard run, but I absolutely love the 7 catches for 45 yards.
Yeah,
that's how he's going to bail you out if he doesn't get the touchdown.
right, because that's a Damian Pierce. The rushing's a Damian Pierce game, like
Right.
what you just said. But then you add them catches in there. That's the extra dimension. And, like I said, look at Ramondre.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he does it for you. I mean, I remember that one game. I don't know if it was against Buffalo. I think he caught like 9 or 10 balls.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, that is nice when you get that from a big running back.
Where do you guys have him ranked? I'm probably the highest, obviously.
I got him at number 5 right
Number
now.
5.
He's up there for me, too.
I won't lie, I didn't rank mine.
You didn't
I
rank
should've.
I haven't
That's
ranked mine
okay.
yet either.
That's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I have him number 5 on mine. Like I said, he's up there for me. I like it. I think he's always got a home. But
And he was originally a Tennessee guy, and then he transferred to Oklahoma, too. So yeah, definitely, guys. Keep your eyes on the Senior Bowl. He's going to be a little bit older, but
I think that's going on right now, isn't it?
it is. They're
Yeah.
practicing, and they'll play this week.
yeah, I think it's Saturday they play. Am I right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep. So keep an eye on the Senior Bowl, guys, and the Shrine Bowl. I'll tell you, I found a lot of good players in the Shrine Bowl, too, through the years.
You never know.
And if it ain't on TV, you can watch it on YouTube. You got the Shrine Bowl, you got the Senior Bowl.
And I'm sure we'll go over a lot of that on an episode.
Yeah.
We have a
yeah.
Senior Bowl recap episode.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about a lot of it, but that's definitely something to tune into. It's a good place to scout some players and watch and see what they're up to. But we're going to go over to the next one. This one, the last one was one of Andy's personal favorites. Now we're going to go to one of Andy's least favorites. It's going to be Kenny Mcintosh, and I'm not talking about the apple. I'm talking about the running back from Georgia. Kenny Mcintosh, 6'1", 210 pounds out of Georgia, and I'll let you start off with this one.
I'd rather have a Macintosh apple. I'm just not a big Macintosh guy.
No?
No, I just he's not. He's just not really that good. He's the best thing I can say is his hands. He's got good hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he can find a home. How'd that work out for Kyron Williams?
Right.
Like, I feel like that's just kind of the same thing. I was really disappointed being a Georgia guy, and a lot of people were kind of hyping him up. Just nothing really stood out. He's on a powerhouse team. I don't know. Maybe I just feel like he's going to be drafted before I'm willing to take him. Like, I'd take a flyer on him in the late 3rd, but he's going to be gone by then.
Right.
I'm sure. I mean, we'll see what happens with draft capital. I mean, he's 6'1", 210. I thought maybe you would see a little bit of power out of him, but he just...
That's what I was just going to say.
Just a guy.
For a big man, he did not break a lot of tackles.
No.
I don't really care for that. When you're big, you got to be willing to play. You got to be willing to punish. And it just didn't seem like he was that guy that broke away. Now, I will say, like you said about his hands, he does have really good hands. And the one thing I noticed was going downfield. Like, he was more of a deep threat type of a pass catcher for a running back than you've seen from most guys. I mean, a lot of guys, you got the swing passes, the screens, maybe something in the middle, a little dump off. But he would go downfield and catch the ball. Outside of his pass-catching ability, he's just an average runner at best.
Yeah,
I mean,
at best.
He really is. He does not have top-end speed. He can't break away from people. He is not a real good tackle breaker. And really, I mean, his no moves either. Like you see some running backs really put the shimmy and shake on some guys.
Yeah,
he didn't. I mean, lots of times like he would read where the play was going. And if it wasn't there, he still tried to make something out of it, but he didn't try to get creative. He didn't try to find openings. He just straight ahead. And if someone got their arms around him, that was it. He does not have good contact balance either. So he's someone that I'm like you, actually
disappointed.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed. I think I have like 12 running backs ranked right now. He's either last or 11th.
I think he's 14 out of 14 for me. He's down there.
And
because I look at guys like Kenny Mcintosh, how are they going to win?
Yeah.
He is a senior too, so he's another guy that's probably at the senior. Yeah, he is at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
So how is he going to win? The only way he's going to win really is a pass catching.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know.
And, you say about Georgia running backs, and usually they do have good runners.
Yeah.
But you look back, man, Nick Chubb was great, no doubt about it. But you go back, Todd Gurley was good but damaged goods. You have Sony Michel, it didn't work out with him, and then you had the Zamir White last year, who a lot of people were high on, and
just really didn't do anything.
Yeah, just really didn't do anything, nothing special. And then, now we got James Cook. Now, it did seem like he was getting it on, like getting it going a little bit towards the end.
But he's still just kind of, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it ain't like he blew you away or anything. So, I mean, I don't know if these guys just fit that Georgia system in college and it works for them, or they just run them into the ground. And
they're weird, too, because, like, Zamir White can't catch. Like, he just couldn't catch on film.
No.
So, but then you have James Cook, who's probably the best pass catcher that came out.
And you got Kenny Mcintosh, who that's probably the only good quality he has.
So,
so it is weird. It is weird. Do you like Mcintosh, Muss?
I was kind of like you guys. I thought he was just okay. I noticed his good hands.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I thought he had decent acceleration off the line, but when he was out as a receiver. But
yeah.
That's pretty much all I had for good
Right.
Good
There's just not really a lot.
And then I didn't. He wasn't good in pass protection. I saw that.
No, and that's another bad thing. That's a good point you brought that up.
Yeah, it is.
So if you're going to be a third down back, you got to be good pass protection.
Yeah, I had the
anybody can catch the not anybody. I mean,
yeah.
But they're going to find somebody else to catch the football.
Right.
It might be an undrafted guy. It might be like a Jalen Warren. Like they'll find somebody but you got to pick up the blitz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with these franchise quarterbacks. He goes to the Chiefs or something.
Yeah, and he lets Mahomes.
He lets Mahomes get rolled. Good luck, buddy. You're going to have a red pink slip in your locker.
I think, honestly, for like a Kenny Mcintosh, the best thing he can hope for is to go to a team, and I wrote this down, kind of using my head a little bit, trying to think, maybe like a Seattle.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where they know how to utilize.
Like a homer roll or something.
Right, yeah. Somewhere where they know how to utilize them running backs like in them roles.
Yeah.
And play behind Kenneth Walker and just, maybe get some good coaching. Maybe that'll help him. Maybe he'll do something for his career. But he needs to go to a spot like that, I think.
And the bad thing being a senior, I'm going to guess, I don't know, he's 23, 24 years old.
Yeah. So he's
already a little bit older.
Yeah, it's kind of that always hurts too. That don't help, that's for sure. We're going to go over to the next one, and it's going to be Chris Rodriguez Jr., running back, Kentucky Wildcats, 5'11", 224 pounds. This guy here, man, he is a brawler and a bruiser. He's a guy that breaks a lot of tackles, but I really didn't see much outside of that, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of him.
I thought he had one of the best speeds.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he had great breakaway speed, but that's pretty much all I saw.
So here's a little bit about Chris Rodriguez. He's a senior too, probably at the Senior Bowl as well. He had some legal trouble. He's arrested for a DUI. Didn't appear in court. Ended up having a warrant for his arrest. He's suspended the first 4 games. So, I mean, he had a little bit of legal trouble. That's not going to help him.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, so that's already a little bit hard. I mean, it's a minor screw-up. Hopefully he gets it together. Right now is really important for him.
Yeah.
Powerful. I think he's a real powerful guy. He's one of them guys that if you need 3 yards, he's going to get you 3 yards. If you need 10 yards, he's going to get you 3 yards.
Yeah.
I didn't really see the speed. I didn't think he was real. I thought he had okay hands. Actually, his burst, I gave him a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
I didn't really see it. I just think he's a big bulldozer. Like, he reminds me of, like, the wish LeGarrette Blount.
The wish LeGarrette Blount.
Like in trouble, but not as much trouble.
Yeah.
You know, hits the end zone, but you know it's got to be at 3 yards.
Right.
Like I don't know. He's gonna have a role. I have as a ceiling a James Conner.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
actually
that's a
good.
ceiling.
That's a good comparison. Actually, I was kind of thinking that, believe it or not, when I was watching him.
He just follows what he gets, and if it's not there, he's just gonna pound you.
Yeah, that's his goal. And I mean, not the greatest pass catcher either.
Yeah,
I mean, I seen him kind of struggle.
he's
in that role.
okay, but yeah.
I didn't see anything special. I mean, he didn't drop a lot of passes or anything, but like
He had a bit of a fumbling issue. I don't know if
noticed-
you guys seen that.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
He had a
I
bit of
seen
a fumbling issue.
I seen he had trouble, and being a big back that's a bruiser, man, you got to be able to hold on to the ball. That's number one because I mean, if you're going to pound it up in there to try to get yards,
Yeah.
you got to be able to hold
When
on.
I watched Chris Rodriguez in his junior year, I was kind of excited. I was like, man, this guy's kind of got a little bit of something.
Yeah.
But he just really disappointed his senior year for me.
I wrote down that he was another one that wasn't good in pass protection.
No.
And for a big guy,
Yeah.
that's and some of these guys will be bringing up. That's what baffles me. Like they're
Yeah.
not near the size,
No.
but they are willing to put their nose in there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's funny, man. Some of these little guys, best pass protectors, like
Yeah.
just stick their nose in. They're not afraid.
Right.
oh yeah, it's just like they have a goal, and I mean to being on the field at all times.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's just someone showing that they want it.
So the only way he's really going to win for me is goal line.
Yeah, goal line, third down, like that
Just
type of thing.
A late round guy for me. Probably gets drafted in the 5th round of an NFL draft.
That's exactly what I put now. Like, I mean, was there a certain team you think that would help him, like, to go to? Is there someone like a landing spot?
Man, running backs change so much, and he's not a workhorse like a bell cow. I mean, he could be, but I don't know. I mean,
It'd be a tough one. Maybe like just like in a Damian Pierce type situation. Maybe like Carolina. Maybe like Miami, just to get him some opportunities.
I think he'd be a good complement role. Like, and I hate to say it, but maybe like, not New England. I was thinking New England.
Yeah.
What about like Denver now that Sean Payton's there? Like, what about him and Javonte?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you could see something like that.
Javonte getting some work, and then just a breather guy like Rodriguez gets like 10, 15 snaps.
Maybe like the Chargers, come in.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Eckler hits them a little bit, maybe because they need some short yardage help.
I just think it mainly don't even matter where he goes. It's just draft capital. Like, where's he go? Does he even have a role? Is he a practice squad guy?
Right.
So just for me, I'm probably the most part out.
Yeah, I'm not feeling him. I actually wrote down too. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets taken around the 5th round.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where he'll be at.
And I'm looking. I'm pretty sure he's like 13th. Yeah, he's 13th, and Mcintosh is 14th.
so that was the loser end one, loser end two.
Yep. Really disappointed.
It'll be interesting to see if he helps his draft stock at all at the Senior Bowl. See
Yeah.
what he has. We all like watching it because that's
Yep.
you never know. They could make some plays, but I'm not holding out hope.
No, me either.
We're going to go over to the next one. This guy I personally really like, and it's Kendre Miller, running back, TCU Horned Frogs, 6 foot, 220 pounds. I mean, this guy, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about someone that I think can do it all. That's another guy, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's going to, at the extent of Bijan is, because Bijan's a special player. But what I watch out of Kendre Miller, man, is he got better as the game went on.
Yep.
And I love that with a running back, especially someone 220. That's exactly what you want, a bigger running back. You want him to wear him down. And he just did that, man. A lot of his bigger runs, when you watch the highlight films, come towards the end of the game, like the third, fourth quarter. He'd break like a 40, 50-yarder, and that would be it, man. And I'll tell you, breaks tackles. Solid hands, not like the greatest hands, but solid hands. You can rely on him in that department. Great pass protector. Always willing to step in there. And, I mean, decent speed for a big man, too. When he got in the open field.
Oh, dude, 6 foot, 220, and how fast he is.
When he got in the open field, there was not a lot of people catching him.
I couldn't believe the top end speed. I think he's going to test well in the 40.
Yeah, me too.
6 foot, 220.
There's no doubt in my mind. Second round pick to third round pick.
Yeah, I
love this guy. And, we always say about the Big 12, it kind of scares us a little bit, because they ain't facing the competition that some of these other guys are. But Bijan's playing these guys.
Yeah.
Same players,
Yep.
So if he can do it and everyone says it's good enough, What I've seen from Kendre Miller was good enough, and against the bigger teams too.
Yeah.
He played really well.
Yep.
So I really like him. I didn't know what you guys thought of him. I wanted to see what you guys thought of his game.
I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
Actually, Zach Evans was there first, and then Kendre Miller took over. So
Okay.
Yeah, he was for me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like Zach Evans was actually at TCU.
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah,
he
yeah.
transferred
I thought you
out.
meant in your rankings.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, they are back to back. Let me see. I think I have Kendre right around 5. Yeah, I have him at 5.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I actually have that he was a great blocker. Like, he actually did pick up the pass protection
Yep.
good. And I had great catch and run speed. Like,
Yeah.
he could catch and run it. And he always beat a linebacker to the edge.
Yeah,
Like,
he's fast,
Yeah.
dude.
For a big man, he can move.
I thought something he excelled at really well was his vision. I thought he
Yeah.
had really good vision.
Yeah, I have that. Yep.
He could find a hole. He wiggles in. He gets small. He wiggles around. You know, he's athletic ability to get through.
He can be a 3-down back.
Yeah,
There's
he
no-
definitely can. I'm calling it right now. I think he goes in the second round to the Eagles.
Yep, that would be a great landing spot. And honestly, I think there'll be another guy that we're going to be talking about here soon. But I could see him ending up, on the Eagles. I could see like them passing on Gibbs.
Yeah.
and then going,
Yeah.
because they might want to go defense or
Right, because Gibbs is kind of like, he's really, really good, but he's got to fit the offense.
Right. And do you want to spend that high of a pick on a running back?
And somebody like Miller, I mean, he can just do it all.
He can. I love him. I honestly, like I said, I would not be surprised. Second round, I think,
I love his nose for the end zone, too. That's one other thing. 17 touchdowns last year.
finishes it off, man. Finishes it off.
Eighth in the nation, so.
And, a lot of people, he was like the quiet man when it come to TCU. Mm-hmm. No one really talked about him as much.
Quentin Johnson, Dugan, however the hell you say it.
Hacksaw Jim Duncan.
Not that good.
Yeah, that was it, man. Like, he did not get, like, the recognition as some of them other guys did on offense. But, I mean, I really like this guy, and I can't wait to see what he does in the combine. I'm like you. I want to see what he runs.
Yeah, me too. Now, how'd you guys feel about his hands? Like, I thought his hands were just average. That's something that wasn't great, but they were okay.
That's what I said. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Like, it didn't blow me away, but, like, yet it didn't, like, say, oh, this is just horrible. He's just a solid guy.
Right.
Yep,
So-
that's kind of how I felt as well.
So we're going to go over to the next one. And this is going to be another guy that me and Andy talked about this, and boy, I can't believe it, but the tape don't lie. It's going to be Sean Tucker, running back Syracuse, 5'10", 205 pounds. What do you guys think of his game? I'll let you start first.
Who wants to do first? Because it's not.
I'll let Muscles.
Yeah, let's let you, because I don't want to rain on the sunshine.
I have that I thought his hands were good.
Yeah.
I thought he had good quickness and vision, good lateral quickness, and able to bounce outside. But I have also that he was hesitant at the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. Same with Bijan, but not as And then I have that just no top end speed for a smaller guy.
I know. Yes.
And then
he's supposed to be this track star guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it.
And just a smaller build. I don't know. Like I don't think he's terrible, but
Yep.
I wasn't blown.
Wow, that's awesome. And we didn't talk about this before.
Yeah.
Same thing, man. He has okay vision. I seen some drop balls. He can be fast, but not top end speed. He has a good one step. He shows some burst, and he shows just a one speed guy. It's exactly what I have in my notes. Not crazy acceleration. He seemed to try to get to the outside a lot, and really couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm really underwhelmed with this tape. Just average, just slightly above. It was bad, I thought. Just not real good.
Yeah, well, I know, Ty, we were talking a little bit. What do you think about this one, Ty? Sean Tucker.
Yeah, he's not really the flashiest player at the running back position this year, but he's probably one of the most pro-ready, in my opinion. I mean, he's shown impressive patience and vision and footwork, in my opinion. So I think he'll be all right. I mean, I think he's definitely in the top, like, first handful of backs, in my opinion, in this class.
Yeah. I'm like you guys, though. The speed just worries me, man, because he's not, I figured he'd be pulling away from people. I mean, a lot of people talked about, like, oh, he's so fast. It did not look that way.
I didn't see it. I just didn't see it.
And if he don't run good at the 40, man, I mean, what you see on tape, it's like, where's he get? I mean, is he really going to be picked that high? I mean, he plays in a small conference. That's the thing, and I don't know, man. I see for someone to not a good pass protector.
No,
that really, and you know me, that kind of stuff just pisses me off.
Yeah,
I mean, he'd just throw a shoulder into someone and then just not.
That's the number one thing. Like I always say, you can't let your quarterback get ran over.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that is a face of your friend. That's like getting slapped in the face.
Well, that and if you can't pass block, you're not on the field.
No.
Like if you're a running back, or you're a fantasy owner, like you want your running back on the field.
Right. Exactly. It's more opportunity.
Exactly.
For me, he just really underwhelmed. I'm going to go to a couple games here. 23 FSU, 14 for 52. That's only a 3.7 average. No touchdown, 1 catch for -1 yard. Pitt, he wasn't even ranked, 10 for 19, 1.9 average, 2 for 3. Like, I mean, you can go to some games that he did good. Who did he play good against? Wagner?
Yeah.
Does anybody know where Wagner's at?
No.
Yeah, me either.
I think we had a history teacher last name.
I don't know. A guy that he kind of reminds me of is Devon Singletary.
Okay.
Like, he can just do everything. He's just a guy, though. Like, he's just not really.
Just screams average.
Yeah, just to me, screams average.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he gets the capital. I almost think he doesn't get the capital.
No, I don't either. That's what I said. I mean, especially if he don't run good at the combine, I could see him falling down. Like,
yeah, I could too.
I could see him in the 4th or 5th round easy.
He's actually right now he's 11th out of 14th out of all my rankings. So
yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, I think he's got to go somewhere where he can get really coached up well. Maybe someone could put a fire under him. You know?
Yeah, because sometimes it seemed like he gave up on plays. Sometimes
that's what I mean. Yeah, and that's just like in the pass blocking. It's an attitude. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And it just seemed like more times than not, he didn't want to do it.
And that's one thing I will say. Syracuse's offensive line did struggle some.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put all the blame on them, but at the same time, like, there's some guys that I've seen that had bad offensive lines that you at least seen something.
Right.
Like, you at least seen the one step and go. Like, all right, I'm going to run your ass over. And I seen it sometimes at him, but other times it was just like, well, try again next play. It's like, no, like, can't have that.
Yeah, and
how's he gonna win?
It's just it. It just everything he does is average at best, and it's like you got to have some kind of quality that sticks out, and I just didn't see it.
No.
So that's someone I'm really putting a red flag up on, guys. I would be real careful. I mean, we'll see what happens going through the process here. We'll see what kind of capital he gets.
Yeah, and what kind of coach he gets. Maybe he gets a coach that lights a fire, like TJ said, under his ass. And
that's what he needs.
Yeah, and just says, hey,
this is the way it is, my way or the highway.
Yep.
We're going to go over to the next one here. It's Mohamed Ibrahim, running back, Minnesota Gophers, 5'10", 210 pounds. What do you guys think of his game?
I thought he was solid in pass protection. That was one thing that stood out. And then one-on-one situations in the open field, he always seemed to win.
Yeah, He's a good pure runner.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if he got in the, and then I thought he had surprising burst.
Yeah.
I mean, he would beat linebackers to the edge and everything like that. But I thought his hands were just I have that wrote down.
I got him a 4 on hands. You didn't see anything.
No.
Literally, I think all season he caught like 8 passes.
Yeah, and then like I saw when he would run routes, he couldn't separate.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I got on him.
So, and he's a senior as well. I'm not sure if he is at the Senior Bowl. Again, something to watch. He suffered a really bad lower leg injury in 2021 against Ohio State. And it was really hard to find information on it. It's kind of strange. But what I'm gathering, I think he had an Achilles rupture.
Wow. Okay.
So for him to come back last season and do what he did, I know he had 20 touchdowns last season, so he has a nose for the end zone. I don't know what that ranked. I want to say it's tied for first. So that's really up there. I watched a lot of his tape on the Penn State game, which Penn State at the time was ranked 16th. 30 attempts for 102 yards and a touchdown. So, again, just a really good pure runner, but doesn't offer anything in the pass department. So, like, that's the one thing that worries me about him. When's he going to be drafted, and really what running back is he going to replace?
Yeah.
So, it's just he can win on the ground, but it's the opportunity going to be there. He's got to, if he's at the Senior Bowl, he's got to ball out.
Yeah.
He's got to run good at the combine, which I think he will. Another thing that I kind of docked him on, he's not really an athlete. You know what I mean? Like, which isn't a bad thing. He just put his foot in the ground and went. You didn't really see the spin moves, the stiff arms, but he would run the linebackers over.
Right.
He'd run the safeties over.
Just another guy, it seems like he does everything okay, but nothing special.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, as a pure runner, I think he could be, but I just don't think it'll happen.
Right.
You know?
We'll see what kind of opportunity he
Yeah,
gets.
let's see when he's drafted. I just feel like if you're going to draft somebody in the third round, I'd rather draft, like, not even a guy we talked about, Zach Charbonnet, who literally offers pretty much the same thing, but amazing hands.
Hey, that's the next episode. Don't be going away. No, you're right, man. I can't wait to talk about them guys. But, yeah, like, I just noticed that, too. Like, I mean, he's just an okay guy, but, like, he's middle of the pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I have him 9th out of 14th. So
Yeah. I mean, and I just don't see him breaking out for that. I mean, it just depends. Like he can, like, when he's in the open field, he does look good. He looks like a running back should look.
Yeah. I like I said, he reminds me of, like, running wise, like a Nick Chubb, like this will smack you. Obviously he's not Nick Chubb. That's
Yeah.
it's outrageous, but
He's kind of just got that kind of style a little bit. You
yeah,
know?
he's somebody that I feel like could average, 6 yards per carry, but
Right.
what are you gonna do in the pass game? And pass, receptions or points.
Exactly.
We're trying to win championships. Like,
Right.
That
he's
all
probably a better NFL player than he is a fantasy player.
That's a good way to put it.
You know.
And there's a lot of guys like that. And you know what? He might have a decent career in the league.
You know where he's gonna go? New England.
Seems like a New England guy.
He'll go to New England.
Well, didn't Lawrence Maroney go to Minnesota? I think he
Yeah. Oh man. Old memories.
Yeah.
did. Well, I could see that. Another team that I thought could be a possibility just off the cuff, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
It seemed that he kind of reminds me of like one of them guys like Ingram, like who they have now.
Yeah.
They also in the past, had all kinds of guys that have been similar to that, just good average runners, And
Right.
I think he could be in that category. Eno Benjamin,
Yeah.
that style. So it should be interesting. We'll see what kind of capital he gets. And we're going to go over to the last one here. And this one here is one of my personal, and I have him number 3 right now on my list. He's one of my personal favorites. And I can't believe I said it because I was worried about his size, but I got to go with it. It's Devon Achane, running back, Texas A&M Aggies, 5'9", 185 pounds. Man, this guy is special. And I know me and Ty watched a little bit of him last night, and we talked about it. I'm going to let him start on this one. What do you think of Devon Achane, Ty?
Yeah, he's got really good vision, quickness, agility, and speed from what I've seen. And also another thing to maybe point out is he's really good in the return game. So, I mean, if you're in a fantasy league to where if you need return points, that could help out too.
And that's good to mention because that's valuable to an NFL team, too.
Yeah.
That's very valuable to an NFL team. That's just an extra, and I wrote that down as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's an extra thing that they look for. But this guy, man, just if you want to watch something that's fun, watch Devon Achane versus LSU last year.
Yeah.
This guy, for his size, man, and he's like the anti-Sean Tucker.
Yep.
He's willing to block. Like, I've seen him pick up the blitz a couple times really nicely.
Yeah.
Like, he'll throw his whole body in there to try to get it done. And he's an okay pass catcher. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he can get it done. He's definitely solid.
Yep.
Kind of like we said about Kendre Miller. Blazing speed. Track star
He's
speed.
a track star.
Yep.
200 meters.
And that's the thing. They say he's a track star, but damn, he's a football player, man.
Yeah.
He is. He's tough, man. He's a tough guy and so elusive. Man, the one play against LSU, and I go back to this game because it was one of my favorite games I watched on film from any player to this point. He stiff-armed guys like 4 times in a row in the same play and got them all off.
Yeah, he's an angry dude for little. He has
is.
little man syndrome.
He's an angry little else.
Yeah, he's an angry little though.
But all in all, I mean, this guy is going to be, if he goes to the right team, man, he is going to be a problem.
You know what my question was whenever Isaiah Spiller was gone, which we were never the biggest Isaiah Spiller fans, but it was like thunder and lightning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I was wondering, like, okay, can he still do this? And he stepped up in a big way.
He really did, man. He really did. I mean, the LSU game.
I have it right at 38 for 215
and 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Yep. I mean, Florida 16 for 122, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Ole Miss 25 for 138. South Carolina, 20 for 99 and a touchdown. I'd go on and on.
Well, when you say the Ole Miss game, I have that. He also had 7 for 41 and a touchdown in the air. So
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say he's
Yeah.
a great pass catcher.
Yeah,
Points the ball.
yeah, he can still catch the ball really well.
And I mean, it just depends. It scares me with the size. You know, like, will a team give him the opportunity with the size? Are they worried about it? Are they not so worried about it? He would be a perfect complement back to a guy, or like a big guy. Like if Tennessee brought him in with Derrick Henry, it could be interesting.
What if he gives me like that Reggie Bush vibes,
Yeah.
which isn't bad. Reggie
No.
Bush was a beast for a while.
Yeah, he was.
So I mean, what if he was Gil Javante? What if he went to Denver?
Yeah.
Oh boy, he could be a
Watch
problem.
out, like
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I'm curious. When's he go? Like I literally think he'd go in the second round.
That's what I was.
That's what I was going to say. I was saying second round in my mind, but I'm just like half worried about the
If he
size.
goes in the third round, it ain't a big deal.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, if the size prevents him from going in the second, he will go in the third.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, who does he go to? Because if he goes to a team that can block it up really well and give him the hole and give him space, man, he's gone.
And that's something he's going to test well at the combine, and that always pushes these players up. Sometimes good, sometimes not good, but he's one of the ones that I believe is a good one.
Yeah, he is, man. And it will be interesting with the size. Someone to watch. Like I said, if you want to watch some fun tape, watch Devon Achane versus LSU.
The main thing I can say with a lot of these guys that it bugs me sometimes is they start doing the moves behind the line. He's another one that kind of danced a little.
Yeah.
But like sometimes that's a good thing.
Right.
It just scares me in the NFL because sometimes these linebackers are so fast. But he don't have a problem with beating a linebacker. But somebody like Eric Gray, who I said I really like, he's my number 3 guy. That's somebody, if you're dancing behind the line, you better make sure you break the tackle.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to beat him.
Right,
No.
right. And one thing I will say that I will give Achane credit for is SEC defenses.
Yeah.
I mean, this is who he was doing this to. And these guys are no slouches. If you're going to be playing pro-style players, this is probably the best conference you're going to see it.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. I really like the guy. I like him a lot. Like I said, I have him rated number 3. I know you guys have him pretty high on your list for the most part.
Yeah, let me see real quick. I'm curious now, too. I think he's 6.
You have him high, don't you, Ty?
I didn't rank him.
Oh, that's right.
I have him
right. But I know you like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a good back.
Yeah.
I have him 7, but I mean, that's close.
Yeah.
I actually have a whole little tier thing right there.
Yeah, and it will be interesting. I think second round's a real good chance.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what he runs at the combine.
And that's something I think he'll go up if he gets the capital.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, that's going to do it for the rookie running back film evaluation.
Part
for
1.
Episode 1. Yeah, that was episode 1. Episode 2, I'm sure everyone's saying, well, why didn't you do Tank Bigsby? Why didn't you do Zach Evans? Why did you do
You
Zach
don't want us
Charbonnet?
to do Tank Bigsby. No, I'm kidding. I mean, maybe.
Maybe. But we're going to go over them guys next week for next week's show.
Yeah, there's just too many. We don't want to cram everybody in.
That's right. That's right. We wanted to just take our time with these guys so we could thoroughly go over them. And next week we'll hit you with the next group of guys.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be moving on. I think, what do we have? Do we have the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, we
after
might
that?
do the Senior Bowl recap after that, then maybe bounce into some quarterbacks or wide receivers.
Yeah. So we're just going to keep going through them, man, and
Yeah.
just keep chipping away. So it'll be a lot of fun. Hope you guys join us on that.
One thing I want to say, too, is, like, if you have a feeling about somebody, like, I heard this in another podcast. It's true. Like, people are just starting to realize how to pronounce names and shit. Who cares if you're different? Like,
Yeah.
we're not big on Sean Tucker. Go ahead, call us an idiot.
Yeah.
What I seen. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
I took hours and hours upon this, and I just didn't see it.
Right.
Yeah. It never popped.
Yeah, and if you like him and take him, hey, go ahead. It might work out. Might not. I don't think it will. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it might. And then,
Yeah.
it's like you
We're
said.
not NFL scouts.
No, we're not NFL scouts. I mean, we just give you our best, our best judgment and our best opinion. So
Yep, it's all in what you say.
I just get mad at people say you're stupid for something. Like, it's like, are you just listening to somebody and saying that, or are you actually watching it? You
Right.
know?
Right. Yep. It takes a lot of work, man, but it's going with your gut feeling what you think.
Yeah.
Like we said, we're not big as Sean Tucker people, but you might like them.
Yeah.
So it's all in what you think. But a couple things to mention here before we hop off. Very soon, we're going to be doing a promotion. It's going to be a signed mini helmet. We're not going to say what player, but all you guys have
Shit, I almost said it.
but all you guys have to do is just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Put it in the comments that you subscribed. Or, hey, you could follow us on Spotify. Maybe send it to us on Twitter over there and just say, hey, I'm and if you already follow and say, hey, I want to join, just send it to us on Twitter that you're a follower on Spotify and you're in.
Is it a Sean Tucker helmet?
No, it's not Sean Tucker. It is a rookie, but it's not Sean Tucker. But like I said, we're gonna do that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good giveaway. Then we're gonna be doing a live show for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And then during the live show, we're gonna pick the winner. So you guys join in on this. Have a chance to win a signed free mini helmet. We should have it maybe next week. We're hoping. If we do, then we're gonna tell you who the player is.
Yeah.
And get in on it. I mean, you might have a chance to win, and we'll have some fun going into the draft.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, follow us on Twitter at DynastyDNA_. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Pod, Stitcher. Run all the big podcasting platforms. YouTube, as I mentioned, please subscribe, like, share. We're trying to build our channel over there. It's been going really good to start it out. We've been having a blast with it. But, go ahead and check us out on all that. We appreciate all the support. I say that every episode. I can't say it enough. Every week we go up.
Yeah.
And it's all because of you guys, and we appreciate it, man. We just love talking about this stuff. I mean, it gives us something to do during the off season. That's why Dynasty Fantasy Football is the best.
Yeah,
because it never ends, and it gives us
Especially
something.
this good old PA weather.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Old man winter's always knocking in
Oh,
February.
yeah.
But definitely, guys, join in with us on all those. We appreciate the support. You're the best. The DNA Strand crew is number one. But, we'll be seeing you next week for rookie running back film evaluation week 2, and we'll see you on the next episode of Dynasty DNA.
Have a good
See ya.
week.
Have a good one.